Good day, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our live trading session. Okay, dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Another new day, another new week. And I just thank you so much for your grace, your mercy, your kindness, your goodness to us. Thank you for salvation. Thank you for my friends and family and all the blessings and all your provisions. Father, please grant me and anybody that's trading along wisdom and discernment, discipline and strength and energy to do the jobs that we do in the market. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, amen. Guys, it is rocking this morning. I don't know what happened during the London session, but man, volatility is so good. I guess we should do the news. Let's see what happened. Okay. Come on, Forex Factory. What's going on? Iran Foreign Ministry, no talks with Washington, accuses U.S. President of buying time as regional de-escalation efforts continue. That was just 14 minutes ago. Man, there must have been like multiple news items just going back and forth through the London session. What's this one? An hour ago, Trump postponed any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy. Okay. Well, otherwise, there's nothing for us on Monday, but we've got plenty of volatility in the market right now. So let's just go and get at it while the volatility is here. Okay, MT5. Oh, hey, good morning. Good morning, Larry. You're going to be going to Todd's class, see if there's any news. Good idea. Nice. Well, man, did you see the market this morning? It is just pumping. I don't know what's the better view here. Maybe this view. This may be a better view. Yeah, so Todd's class is in an hour, right? I will probably, well, we'll see who shows up here. If anybody else shows up, I'll just trade for maybe a couple hours. Is there a video on how to set up FTMO like pip? Oh, you know what? I don't think that there is, Larry. the platform. This is the the crutch that we had with Alveo, is that it just provided so much for us, provided so much information, and this platform doesn't do that. I don't know if anybody has built certain tools inside MetaTrader to do something like that. I think maybe somebody has. I know that there have been people that have done that. Those are tools that we'll have to go out and source for ourselves and find, um, and probably purchase. I know that you can do that type of thing in here, but it's just kind of like we've got to go and find that tool that somebody's made for the platform, for MetaTrader. So that's kind of the downside. Like Alveo just had everything that we needed in it. Man, it was just so good. It is so good. And so I just I just trade the same way. I just don't really worry so much about the pip values. You just get used to just seeing your account value numbers swing, and you just kind of you just relate it to the percentage value. Like I know in this account because I'm trading a $10,000 account, I put a 2% risk allowance on everything so that I know that when my dollar values are swinging, when I go to 2%, my $200 loss, that's a 2% loss. So I know when I'm in $100 drawdown that I'm in a 1% loss. And so that's how I've adapted to using this. I haven't really gone to use other tools to replace Alveo for it. I just kind of have adapted by watching the numbers values swing down here. So yeah, I can't help you too much with finding good tools to replace Alveo. I know that they're out there, and maybe that's something we can do a little bit later. I can try and source those things so that we can use them together. How do you set up a volume? Oh, okay. So maybe I see you have the 0.0. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the lot size. The 0.05 is the lot size. So this right here, if you right click on the euro dollar chart and you go to depth of market, that will give you, oh, see now I got rid of it by doing that. So that removed the depth of market. That little console was the depth of market. So if we go and right click back here, click on depth of market, it comes back up with this little console, and I place that in the same way that I would on Alveo. So then I come down here into this little quadrant and place it there, and then we've got that console right over here, and we can change our stop losses. So 500 points is 50 pips in this case, and I've got lot size of 0.05. And then my take profit, I'm going to bump back up to 30 points, which is 3 pips. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit just to get you going. Does that make sense? Does that help? How did you set it? Yeah, so did that make sense what I just did there? If not, I can just go over it again. Okay, good. Yeah, Larry, just send me a text whenever you want to. I'll do whatever I can to help you along the way, and um, truly want to help you and everybody that comes in here to the very best of my ability to do what I can to help you in your situation, in your trading situation. So just hit me up on WhatsApp and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. The weekdays in the mornings and the afternoons are generally very busy for me. I got a lot of stuff on the go, so I may not get back to you promptly, but I will get back to you. And then certainly in here too, every time we're in here together. And like, I just don't know. I'm kind of like old school in a sense. I don't know how to do all the expert advisor stuff, and I don't know how to use all the tools that some guys come up with in MetaTrader. I just adapt to just the basics, and I just kind of just like the basics, keep it simple. But I just didn't even, as soon as I got in this morning, I just started trading away, so I don't even know where we started at. The volatility's been so good. Oh yeah, we're up a good bunch. I was up, I think I started around 137, $138 like 15 minutes ago. So yeah, just raking in the profits with all this movement. I mean, I shouldn't say just raking in, just getting lots of little trades, lots of little sips. But for me, that is a good flow of income in this account. So I've made like 0.5% in like 15 minutes. So just to put that in perspective, about 0.5% in 15, 20 minutes. So it's been really good. Really good volatility. I don't really know what's going on. Don't. I mean, for the sake of the world, I mean, I want everybody to be good, but right now I'm just happy that the market's moving. Everything else we can't control what's going on in the world. We can pray for the safety and the well-being of everybody, but we don't even know if the news statements are all real. All the things that happen in the news, the things that we get relayed are like second-hand information most of the time, and they're biased and they're swayed to the, well, especially the ones presenting the news. So I just try to not worry about it too much. That's not to say that I don't care about people. I absolutely care and love people. It's just I know the things that I can and can't do. Like I can't control the price of gold right now, what it's swinging and doing. Like there's a lot that I can't do in the world, so I just don't worry about it too much. Can't control what's going on in Iran. What I can do is control myself in the market and be disciplined so that I can bring in consistent income so that I can bless those around me. That is something I can do. Just be good at my job. So I guess we could put a starting value in now. 10,187.98. Let's just call it one. Yeah, okay, 187.98. All right, so if this pushes back down, okay, so it's hard to get a good view here. So back on this line, we'll get into another good size trade, probably get into 3 or 4 back down here. And then we'll let it break down a bunch. If it's going to break down, we'll be looking at testing that low. Wow, what a crazy market. So that run up was 135 pips, and then it pulled back down 95 pips. So it ran up 135, it pulled back 95, and now then it swung 70 pips. Then it swung 50 pips. Just wild. But man, if you know what you're doing, there's all kinds of money to be made in here. So let's do it. This is my live 10K account that we got last week. It was it was Thursday or Friday. I had a bit of a rough trading day. I think it was Friday, right? We had some big swings on Friday. Oh yeah, that was back over here. Right in this area. Wait, is that the market open? Just put the trade history on for a sec. Oh, okay, that was last night. Last night was over there. For me, that was the Tokyo session. So there's Friday. I traded all the way to the end of the day to get back that loss from down here, because that market ran down 50 pips right where I had said there's a high chance of it breaking to the upside. It did the opposite, ran down 50 pips. So that was a 2% loss for me right in there. And then I traded the market back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then got it almost all the way back. Almost all the way back at the end of the day, which was right there. So that was kind of like a bummer taking that 2% hit there. But I did a good job getting it back pretty much by the end of the day. And then this was last night, which was pretty good. Decent volatility. I didn't have to stay up into the London session, which was good. And then here we are this morning. Like when I opened the charts, we were here and I just started trading immediately. Let's take the history off. So that line is the 1.15. Okay, we can just get into a long here. And then I'm looking at this next level right in here. So let me zoom in. Let's just zoom in here for a sec. This would be the next spot for me, right on that turning point. So we get into a couple trades there. And then we would get into another couple. Come on. Yeah, it's just not, this is just not Alveo. Get into another couple trades down here. Then we'll get into 4 trades down at this level. And that's how we play that. But I put in a lot of trades already, even before opening up the live. Like you can see right in here, I placed this, dropped fast and aggressively. I bought it aggressively a couple times, swung down, did it again, and then I think I opened it up in here somewhere where we started the live. So just in like 15 minutes, yeah, about 15 minutes before we started the live, I just made like 0.5% all through there. There we go. Another target hit. And we're well off to the races today. Now we're almost up $10 since we started with that starting value of 187. Yeah, we're up $10 already. So let's see if we can get a hint on what's happening next. This is what I'm seeing right in here. We broke that, but I could see us finding another pivot somewhere up over here. But we broke that, and we had that point, that point, that point, and so it's broken that. So I think we're going to keep heading up for now. And then we could put another line here. If we came back down, this would be another really good spot right in here. See how both these lines converge? So we would get into a good size position in there. If it ran down there, I'd lay into that one with a bunch of trades. Probably 10 trades if it popped down there quickly. If it goes down there at a normal speed, we just add the layers in as we should. But when it moves really quickly, then that's generally where I'll just go a little bit heavier, especially if I've already predefined a location on the charts like this. I've already defined if it gets down into here, this is going to be a really good spot. Anywhere in this zone, if it drops down there quickly, I'm going to be all over that with buys. How was your weekend, Larry? Did you have that event? Was it this weekend? Nice. That's super cool. So it was your event, right? Did you have like 1,100 people show up? Okay, let's get into a buy. Oh, I kind of missed that drop. Oops. Nice. Cool. Over 1,100 people. All right, let's see if we can catch this thing dropping. We'll buy it again. Definitely slowed down now from back over here. I think at this point, I think I would trade both sides. I've just been on the buy side just to go with that initial strength, that one, and then that leg. So I just stayed on the buy side, but I think we can play both sides. And okay, see, yeah, there's that pivot coming in. This is what I thought was going to happen. So I think what we're going to see is this wedge, and we're going to see it wedge a little bit more into this range. Wedge a little bit more before we pick another direction. That's what I'm thinking for now. And so are you back home now, Larry? Did you leave that event on like Saturday or Sunday? When did it end for you? You got home about 2:30 yesterday. Oh, okay. Send me the app. Okay. Didn't know there was an app for where you were at. But sounds good. Okay, so this is dropping, so we can get into another buy right there. And then remember, if it gets down into there, we'll get into that pretty good if it drops fast. Okay, gonna get into 2 in here on this line. So there's 1. We took profits on the 1. It's pulling back pretty aggressively at the moment. Okay, let's get into another one again. Get into 2 here. And then right back down on that bottom trend line. on that pivot anywhere in here, and especially down on that line. If it drops and blows right through, gonna get into that one in a good way. So we got 2 there. Probably we'll get into 4 down here, and then we'll probably get 8 on down there. Just been chatting with Kim a little bit. She's also she got an FTMO account on Friday. I think it was Friday she got it. I missed a trade down there. I could have started fading into that. That's okay. There we go. We got a 3-bar reversal coming in. We already made profits. Comes another strong push for the bulls. If this just jumps right back up, we can also short the top of that. Because at the moment, right now as we speak, the market has now run up 11, 12 pips. I should have shorted that. Let's just go long here. That pullback. Look, that move was 12 pips, just triggering this 3-bar reversal. So we can get back into longs. We'll get back into it again. See, as it's dipping, I'm buying, and then as it pushes up, we can short it again. You just want to be, we gotta be quick when it's moving like this. There we go, hitting some profits. We can even get rid of that lost one on the top if we want. We can just let it sit and see what happens, and we can wobble out of it if it drops down again. Because that market we're approaching that little downtrend line, I think I'll just get out of that top one if we can hit profits on this one. See, we're almost bumping into that profit. We can bump into that. We'll just take that one off for a break even, just like that. Now we're out of that trade setup. Let's just pull out for a second and see what's going on. So now we're bumping into that trend line. It's got its opportunity. It can break it. I think we're going to pull back first, and we'll just get into some more longs if it pulls back. Or it might just take off. But we're in a good spot. We're in good shape. Just crossed over that $200 mark. The one speaker, oh, what am I doing here? Sorry, I took off my MT5. Get it back. The one speaker I met right away met him on the elevator, him and his wife. So we have a bond. She came up to Mary and gave her a great big hug. Is Mary your wife? One church alone around Chicago had over 70 couples there. Oh wow, cool. Looks like that market is trying to, Mary's your wife, okay. That market is definitely just pushing now. So if it pulls back, we can get into more buys again. Okay. Just zoom back in here. So as this drops, we'll just get into a buy. We can play the buy side through here. So get into one here. And then how about let's just erase everything. Objects list and get rid of everything. Except I'm going to put that one line back in the middle. But let's clear this up. And then step back and see what's happened. We're kind of just starting fresh again. That we wanted this line back 1.155. It's like the middle of everything. 1.155. And this is going to be still a relevant trend line we've got going here. Got 3 different points hitting it now. And so if we pull back again, which I think we might, I think that's going to be the top point of this wedge that's still building. Got this wedge, I think, well, maybe that was it there. I think maybe we're going to see this turn into the wedge. And we'll see maybe a couple bounces back down and then some pinching in here and then a pop maybe around the 9 o'clock time frame in 20 minutes. So it either goes here and takes off to the upside, or we come back down and consolidate for another 20 minutes or so, and then find a breakout of here. We'll see. Maybe it will just go in a few minutes, or maybe it'll be 20-30 minutes from now. But I don't know if I want to take the short side now. I think I would take the short side only if we get a big extension. I think you could take both sides. I'm just personally still feeling a little bit better on the buy side, just for the moment. Let's just get into another buy, just because the initial energy was still on the buy side, and well, even over the past couple hours, the energy is still, I see it as pushing up. Okay, just took profits on that one. I'm getting some pretty good bull energy. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks like we're gonna get a breakout. Okay, I'm gonna short that because we're right at this high right here. Just lightly on the short side because this is a strong breakout. And then we'll short it on the tops up here too. So there's a profit. I'm gonna buy it as well. And so let's measure, see how much we've moved. I'm gonna buy it as soon as it dips down, buy that, and then see how much that was. That was almost a 20 pip candle to the upside. We'll zoom back in on it and see we're just performing the same thing again. We got 1 and then we got 2, and we'll get into 4 down here. There's some profits again. It's just so good right now. It's so good. I'm gonna make the best of today because you don't often get days like this. Okay, so now if it makes another run up, we'll take the shorts on an extension up here. We don't want to take the shorts here because we've hit the high once. We're coming back to test it and see if we can go higher. So on the pullbacks, we'll buy and just go with this initial energy. We want to be on the side that the energy is currently pushing, but still fading. It's kind of like we're going with this energy, so anytime it pulls back and goes against us, we buy it. But we're trying to buy into this energy that's taking it up. There's another profit. Okay, now we're really testing to see if we can break that high. Testing it a couple times, we're pressing into it. It looks like we should break it, but I don't want to take the breakout trade. It's just not my trade setup. I wait for the market to pull back. And here we are, it's starting to extend again. So when this dips down, I'm going to be buying again. We're always going to be steps ahead of the market. So you can put a line in here. We can buy there. Definitely buy down on this line. Okay, it's extending again. We're going to take some shorts all the way at the top. We'll fade the ends of this run. This run is now 30 pips. So anywhere in here, we should see it pull back again. Okay, we got a strong close above that high with that candle. Good strong close. So we should see some more follow through to the upside. And if it just fires up, I'm going to just start fading it with shorts. But we want it to like really stretch and extend. So we want to be like at the end of like maybe that 1 minute bar or maybe the second bar if it extends. Keeps going. Let's just back. Okay, so now it's pulling back, so we can buy that right there. Another profit target hit. Oh man, it's just so good. Just hitting profit targets so quickly. It's just so nice. Okay, when it dips, we'll buy it again. On the dip. Come on, push back down. Take one here. And then when it pushes back down to the line, we'll take it again. Profit target hit. Now we're up to 220. Yeah, we're just doing really well. Okay, if it dips down, we'll just buy it again. Okay, just take a buy there. That buy is not the greatest location. It's just barely under the recent high. That was just a little too early. Should still get there though. If it comes back up close to it again, I'll just manually take the profit because it like bounced off of the target. Oh, it's also moving so fast that it's hard to time it, so I better just not, just let it hit. There we go. Just like that, it hit. All right, we'll just wait. Really strong. Let's have a look at the 15-minute chart here for a second. Look at that 15-minute bar. Super strong 15-minute bar. So where are we heading next? Probably up. So we'll just take more buys on the dips. Take another. That was not a very good one. Take another buy here. But I'm fine with it because that 15-minute bar is so strong. We've got so much bullish energy behind this now. We don't want to buy at the top, so we want to make sure that our buying is light at the top and then it's heavier as we properly pull back, like into some of these lines. Okay, profit taking. More profit taking. Yeah, these are those days you just want to make the best of it. You can make up for some bad days on a day like today. We're almost going to be at 1% here shortly on the day. Take another buy here. We should expect this market to pull back before just continuing straight up. So just be careful not to oversize on the buys at the top. Just be really light on the buys. Another profit target hit. Well, it looks like it wants to push higher again. Yeah, there we go. Starting to take off again. So we've got this. Oh, and there's the pullback. Right in there, we had like a really strong bunch of highs that built. Okay, take another buy. Another profit target hit. Okay, take another buy here. And if it drops quickly, we're going to be heavy on the buys. And if it were to drop quickly, I might remove a couple take profits because we're pushing so strong now to the upside that if we coil back, I'm going to want to hold a few buys for a longer term trade. So if it drops quickly, we'll buy into a handful of trades and I'll remove a couple take profits to see if we can get that market to have a longer term setup. Just need to wait for it. Just keeps pushing up. But we'll get a pullback soon. Like a bigger pullback. When we get that, we'll have the opportunity to make a little bit more money. All right. If it pulls back a bit more, we get into a buy. Almost. Yeah, just missed that one. Don't really want to be shorting on this type of market because it's just grinding and pressing higher consistently. We only want to short it on a real rally, a real extension. It's got to be a lot bigger and quicker in order to get on the short side. Because like generally I would want to start shorting this market because from that pivot all the way up to here we're at 50 pips now. Oh man, we could it's just the way it's pushing up. I just don't really like it for shorts. Actually, we are coming up on that high now. Actually, okay. Yeah, we're running 50 pips up and we're approaching that high, so we can start shorting that. Put a sell here. And then the push up. Start the shorting. We're just gonna get the timing of those shorts better. So there's a better spot to short right there. And as it extends and hits that high, we'll definitely get into a few shorts. As this pulls back, if we can gain a few profits, I want to get out of the bottom trade. There's one profit. I'm just going to get out of that bottom one. I don't want to carry it if it's going to keep running up. So made some profit and took a loss. The history made $1.65, lost $1.05. So we actually netted a little gain on those. And there's the other target hit. You can also buy it here if we want. Just be prepared that this market might drop and pull back quite a ways because it hasn't really had the chance to pull back. So we should expect to see that. So when the extension's up, we'll just take the shorts. We'll fade the very ends of the upward push. And we're going to fade the ends of the downward push. Just missed our target there. Bounced off of it. We should still get there. It's just like bouncing on those body highs. Let's see what happens if I zoom in more. There's the target hit again. All right, so we can put another line in here on the news high, or whatever that high is. It's the high of the day. 1.16193, so 1.162. So on these pushes up, I'm going to get into a short. But we want to get better positioning on the shorts. We're going to be more patient to catch the end. Wow, it's just still pushing up so hard. Okay, just getting ready on the finger on the trigger to short if we can bump into that red line. I'd rather wait for a bigger pullback to buy as well. Okay, let's see if it's going to push up. See if we can catch the end of the push upward. Okay, so I'm going to buy this dip. We should make it up to this red line. So I'm going to get ready on the buys now. Get into another one right there. Starting to run into that shelf. Get into another one. And then we'll, if it drops all the way down into here, we'll lay into a few trades. And we'll hold on to some. Okay, get into one here. I'm going to take that take profit off. These ones are going to try and hold for a much bigger push up. taking profits, those upper trades. And what we can do is just secure that bottom one for a free trade. There's profits there. We can take the other one off for a small loss. So we've already made our profits anyway. Then if it rolls back over and comes down, we'll still be in profits. But if it keeps going up, we can just trail this one trade up. We can also buy on the dips. Oh, we're at 9:04, so we crossed the hour. Todd confirmed that Ron and Kevin are still with the team. Nice. That's great. I haven't been in one of Kevin's classes in a while. Should pop in there. Okay, so we lost that free trade. That's okay. Just buy into it again. Been expecting this pullback. So buy here. As this dips down, if it runs down quickly, we'll buy it more aggressively and we'll hold some of those trades. I'm waiting for an aggressive dip down so that we can buy them in a much bigger way. Okay, we took profits on that bottom one. If it pops down, we'll buy it again. Okay, we can buy it again. I'm just doing one trades on these layers just because I'm just expecting a bigger pullback and we want to save our capital for that. So we can just put these little trades in here. That's fine. Just slowly blanket this zone until we get a bigger pullback and then we'll get into it heavier. I'm going to replace this line right here. I'm going to put one of these big lines in because that's going to be right on the 159 level. That should be a pretty significant level. Right on those 1.159. We'll get into a couple down here. And these are not this is not dropping as fast as I wanted it to, so we can't buy it as heavily as I was hoping to. So wait for the push down and we'll buy it again. There's the push down. I'm going to buy there. We'll get into 4 on this line. Because it didn't just race down there super fast, I'm going to leave the take profits on. And probably catch multiple iterations of up and consolidation through here. So we just leave the take profits on and try and make the best of the consolidation. So there's one target hit. On the push down, we'll buy again. There's a push down for that. Buy it again. 3, and then 4. And that's it for that layer. So we'll just pause there. Should get a bounce there. There's that bounce, one target hit. Because that is a significant level, and we've pulled back now 25 pips into that line. So it's a perfect spot to get a bounce and a pullback. That pushes back down. We'll get back into one more again. Oh, yeah, no, we can get 2, because I think we took 2 profit targets on that. Yeah, we can get into 2. So as it pushes down, get into 1 and 2. There. Okay, it looks like it's going to push down further. That's okay. We'll just let it run. Let it run down further. And we've got this line here, which I think we could put another one of those lines in. That is the 158 line. It's another 10 pips down. We're just taking some profits on those bottom trades, which is good. Just gonna put this over here. Now we've got some solid lines to play off of. So as the market pushes down, we'll buy it again. Okay. So we can buy this again in here. 2 more. And then we'll get into another 4 or 6 down here. No, we can get into 8 there. Get into 8 trades on that line. drops all the way down to there. And then we'll definitely have to start mitigating those upper positions. Okay, just taking some profits. And let's take off that upper trade too. Just get rid of that one. In case it keeps pushing down, we don't want to carry it down when we have the opportunity to mitigate the risk. With those, we got 4 or 5 buys. So there's a perfect reason to take a loss. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 4 or 5 here. So we could definitely afford that $7 loss. And then if it pulls back, we'll just buy it again and just keep doing that. Keep wobbling, keep mitigating the risk. And then we'll find another pullback up to the upside and we'll make some money. So we can take some profits and take some losses. And they're kind of like break even. And then when we get the next opportunity, we can make money. It's better to just take some profits and some losses to mitigate and not expect that you're going to have the next run come all the way and hit all your take profits, because it's not likely at this point. So let's get ready for it to push down and we'll buy it again. Starting to see a 3-bar reversal trying to make its turn in here. I'm going to move this line up. Right here. Right on that bear candle, that blue one. Actually, we could probably say it was this one. Either way, it's either that one or this one. We've got the lows there, and then we've got to break this line to create the turn. So we'll get ready to buy again as it pushes down. Buy there, buy here. So that's 2 more. Buy this a little bit more. I want to catch the lows. So I'm trying to buy the dips here. And we'll get into another handful, about 8 onto this line. So I've taken a couple here, so we'll take 5 or 6 down here if it just pushes all the way down. So I'm really glad that we took that loss on that upper one so that we're not carrying that further down. All right, taking a little bit of profit there. That's good. Can take that loss off the top now. And now we're bringing that price much closer to us, mitigating the risk. And then when it pulls back, we'll do it again. Okay, I got my finger on the buy. I'm gonna buy there. Any push down, I'm gonna buy. Buy. Buy there. Okay, and then hold. See if it breaks down and hits that line. Gonna get into 5 or 6 down there. One. Trying to get the bottom. So on those pushes down, I want to get the bottoms of it. Okay, we hit that profit target on that bottom one. That's why I'm trying to pick off the bottoms. I'm not waiting for it to create a 3-bar reversal. I'm trying to find the bottom in here. I'm doing it lightly. And we've already got our position locked in down here that we want it to hit. So as it's pushing down and trying to get there, I'm trying to find that bottom so that we make money on the 3 and 4 pip pullbacks. So we made a little bit of money there. And then when it pushes down, we'll do it again. Right here, buy that, buy this. Trying to grab the bottoms. Buy that. 3, 4. And go one more if it pushes deeper. So now this market from the top all the way down to here, we've now run 35 pips. So in general, that's a perfect spot for it to pull back. And we're hitting a significant line, a level. So there's a very high chance we're going to see a pullback in here somewhere. That's why I want to be in these buy positions. So if it pushes down one, we're going to get one more buy on. If it pushes down enough. See how it's struggling? It just is struggling to push lower now. That's good. Means we should see a pop upward here soon. The slowing momentum of the down push. Doesn't mean it can't still explode to the downside, because it could. Okay, one more. That's the last one there. Now we're well positioned now for any like 4 pips of pullback. We can hit some targets, and we can also reduce, we can mitigate the loss on the upside too. Okay, there we go. Just starting to hit some profit targets. I think we only got one there. So it pushes down, we'll add that back on. Okay, right there, trying to find that bottom. We're finding it now. We can see it really struggling to make any further lows. On that 1 minute chart, we're seeing it's trying to push down and it's running out of steam. I want to put more trades on, but I can't. I'm out of capital for now. So this is classic divergence. When the market's running out of steam, we're seeing slowing momentum to the downside. Candles are getting a little smaller as it pushes down in here. So we had these bigger candles that were still pushing. Now we got smaller candles. So that's good divergence generally. It doesn't have to make its leg up here, but generally speaking, we would find an up leg in here. Could still explode down more. And if it does pop down more, I definitely will buy. Hopefully find the end of that. That probably will be like a blow off bottom when it tries to make its last ditch effort to make an even lower low. Generally, that is a really good exhaustion move to the downside. And a great spot to buy, usually. Okay. Now we've got this break, we've got this 3-bar reversal starting to form right here. So hitting some profit targets. Just starting to make that turn. Just trying to make it. We hit a few targets there. If we can get a few more, we'll... There we go. That turn is now starting. And here comes that stronger bar, that buy bar coming in. Let's just take a loss off the top, mitigate that risk, and now all our profit targets are nice and close. We've mitigated the risk. We can just let the market do its thing now. Hopefully it can hit some profit targets. When it pulls back, we'll buy it again. But this is all going to plan nicely at the moment. It's exactly what we wanted. And a lot of people are getting their signals to start buying, and we're taking the profit now. So we're playing steps ahead. So if this drops and pulls back, I'm going to draw another line. Oh, you know, I've already got some lines on the chart. I'm going to use those. There we go. Just smashing some more profit targets. It's exactly what we wanted. And then I was going to say if it dropped back down into this line, we could have bought it again. But I think that we're losing that opportunity. You can see we're just running into this little level for overhead resistance right there. But we just got a couple little trades on, so that's just fine. So as that pulls back, we'll just buy that and buy it there. This is the first retracement now. So now we've got this up leg, which was 13 pips up, and now we've got this its first pullback. So this is a high probability trade to get a few more buys in. And if we can hit those profits, I'll just take another loss off the top for, well, it's probably break even at that point. On this dip, I'm going to buy that. Buy that. This is all really high probability because we just had the signals for the turn on the, well, I guess it would be the 5-minute chart. But it's the first turn that we've had after this huge pullback. So these are all really high probability trades in here. So if it pushes down, I'm going to buy more strongly again. Right in there. Buy the bottoms if we can. Oh, this is the market open. Right at the stock market open right now. So there should be some good volatility. You can see that the candle's moving a lot right now. So getting lots of participants coming into the market. Get back into 5 trades down at the bottom again. It pushes all the way back down. Wow, it's surprising it's going all the way back down again. Look at the movement on this candle though. It's just back and forth so much. That's just all the participants entering into the market. A little bit of profit taking there for us. So if we can catch that layer, we'll take another loss off the top. Because we've got this overhead resistance now right here as new data that's come in. Okay, a little bit more profit there. I'm just going to get ready to buy if it dips again. I'm going to buy there. Trying to catch the lows, but the candle's swinging fast. So it is hard to catch right now. And then if it pops up, I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. Taking some profit so we can get rid of one more push there. Let's get rid of that loss there, small loss. And there's just one more target sitting. I'm going to just expand this one out a little in case it breaks because it might go further. Yeah, it could run up, and it doesn't matter what happens now. If it drops down, we'll just buy some more, and like this, buy it here, buy there, buy that. If we can take some more wins, we'll just get rid of the upper trade now. Okay, get ready on the buys. Gonna put in 4 this time down here instead because we don't want to. It's the second time now, so it could blow past and go down further. We've mitigated all that risk from from the very first time we came down, I was going to be getting into like 6 to 8 trades. Now this time we'll get into 4 because we're going to reset at a different level. We want to be able to drop down lower. If the market drops down lower, we want to be able to keep our size in proportion to that next drop. Okay, took a little profit there. Still, these candles are just in a tug of war back and forth. Okay, gonna buy that. Buy it here. It's another 2. Get into 2 more right down on the bottom. And so we took 2 profits just a minute ago. So if we take another 2, we can afford to take that loss. Oh, I'm just missing it. If it pops back up, we'll take that loss off the top for like a $3 loss. Now we'll just buy it because it's dropping again. Buy 2 more, and then right on the bottoms, we'll get into another 2 more. It's just moving around so much right now, which is great. It's just hard to talk my way through it as it's doing all of its moves, so I might not spit it out right as it's going, but I want to get rid of this upper trade here. I want to get rid of that one. So let's buy the bottom here, buy this. So that's it for this. Now we're going to have to wait for it to drop a whole bunch more before we place more trades, unless we can get a pullback and head back up. Okay, there's that buying energy coming back in strong. So now we can take that $2 loss and then just let these ones do what they want to do. So we took like 6 different longs to pay for that loss that was up there. So that's no problem. More netting gains. One last one left there on the books. Remember, we started long all the way back up here, and we're going to be profitable down here. That is a really good example of this wobble technique that we're using. Super strong and great environments with the amount of volatility. So now we've got that nice strong bull candle coming in. We'll get into longs again. Or maybe we even you know what? That's a perfect way to end the session. Yeah, because we ended up in profits down there. I like to demonstrate that when we got in long all the way up here. So let's put the trade history on. All the way up here we were long, and it kept pulling back against us, and we were profitable down here. We're up to 257 now. So let's call that a session for today. It's a nice way to start off the week. I probably am going to trade a little bit more and make the best of this, but I'm just going to, let's just call it there and finish off the week, or start off these lives on a really good note with a strong finish. And I just want to finish on that note. So the last thing we saw was how we wobbled our way down. The market kept pulling back, kept going against us, but we ended up in profits all the way down here because of the way we kept mitigating the risk. So that's a perfect way to finish it off. Let's see what we made on the session. Just pull up the calculator. So we're at 10,257.84. And then we're going to subtract what we started at, which was 10,187.98, and that equals a 69.86. Divide that by the 10,187.98 times 100 to get our percentage gain on the day, on the session. So we made 0.69% in that hour and a half together. So super solid, really, really strong finish. And we'll consider that a really good start to the week. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Larry, always good to have you. God bless you, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp Eastern, and have a good rest of your day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.